David here from Fig Boot on Pens. Today, I'm not going to take a look at a pen, but instead a pen case. A case from Franklin Christoph, which I picked up at the Triangle Pen Show a couple of weeks back. Franklin Christoph is based out of Wake Forest, North Carolina, which is just outside of Raleigh, maybe about half hour, 35 minutes away from where I live. And that Franklin Christoph manufactures some excellent fountain pens, but they also offer a number of other pen-related merchandise such as paper and notepads and pen cases in many different sizes. And the one I picked up was their 3-pen case. So they actually come in 3 different color options. They come in black and dark maroon and then this brown. But you know, to get a closer look at it, let's go ahead and go over here. So here's a closer look at it. They are made from custom tanned leather, branded as FXL leather. And I believe that might be exclusive to Franklin Christoph. The leather is oil and vegetable tanned and offers a cleaner surface than some of Franklin Christoph's previous boot leather products. You know, I find this to be a really good size. It's not too large and it can easily fit in a jacket pocket or even a jeans front pocket. In regard to the dimensions, it's 5.5 inches tall, and then it is 2 7/16 of an inch wide and 7/8 of an inch deep. And it's a little hard to see in here, but there are 3 loops. And the loops are made of a firm nylon, which give a bit, and they run the length of the case to prevent pens from banging against each other. You know, this case is very well made. I find that it's very sturdy, and I feel it'll hold up to a great deal of use. It has the FXL stamp here on the front with 2 diamonds, and then it has the Franklin Christoph logo in the back with the 4 diamonds. You know, I find myself pulling up on this flap rather than pushing it up, so I don't make a bunch of scratches in the leather. Now, the tanning process actually allows you to kind of rub out some of the light marks that get on the leather. You know, I've had a number of marks on here, and just rubbing it out or even putting a little spit on it and rubbing it in there, that actually does a pretty good job of getting rid of some of the little nicks and scratches that you might get on the leather. But then again, some of those things kind of might add a bit of character to it. The front and the back are firm. They have some support in them. And the flap has some additional structure to it as well, but not as much as the front and back. And the sides and the bottom are just plain leather without any structure. And they're very smooth and very soft. You know, I think the stitching is very nice on this case. Here's a closer look at it. The lighter thread makes for a nice contrast to the darker leather, and I think it complements it well. And you know, the flap holder here feels very sturdy. You know, I don't feel that it's going to fall apart over time. You know, the bottom being soft has its pros and cons. You know what, I'll show you. We'll put some pins in here and I'll show you what I'm talking about. In regard to some smaller pens, I have a Lamy All-Star. Then we have a TWSBI Eco, and then a Pilot Metro. And those all fit in there perfectly well. And it closes rather securely. And so in regard to some larger pens, we have a Mont Blanc 149. Then we have a Visconti Homo Sapiens. And then we have a brand new toy that just showed up today, which is an Omas Milord in the Arco finish. And this thing is just stunning. So definitely we'll be reviewing this in the near future, but this is the brand new toy that I had to show off, and that fits in here as well. So you can see all 3 big pens fit in here well and fit in here securely. Now you can see the downside to the bottom here. You see a little protrusion, and that when you have a larger pen in here, that it has a tendency to make a little protrusion in the bottom, which I don't particularly care for. I usually kind of push it up a little bit. But the positive to that is that sometimes it might get a little tough to dig in here with your fingers to pull these out. And what you could do is you just push on the bottom and it extends the pen just slightly, and that you can find it easier to pull it out by just kind of pushing up on the bottom. You know, in regard to a very large pen, as far as lengthwise, here's a Franklin Christoph Model 66. This is about as long as they come in my collection, and while it's a very tight fit, it does fit in here, and so it can be used as that if are used with this pen if necessary, but it is a rather tight fit in there. The price for this case through Franklin Christoph's site is $46.50. You know, I feel that is an appropriately priced point for the quality of the product that you receive here. You know, they offer two similar pen cases. One is a 2-pen case for $37.50 and one is a 1-pen case for $31.50. But overall, I feel that this is a very high quality product, and it looks pretty sharp as well. So there you have the Franklin Christoph 3-pen case. You know, it's a very well-made case, which I believe will do a very good job in protecting your pens, and I think it looks pretty sharp as well. And just a recommendation, if you are ever in the Raleigh, North Carolina area, a visit to Franklin Christoph is very much worthwhile. You can make an appointment to go there. They have a very nice room where you could sit down and try out all of their pens and all of their nib sizes and make a buying decision right then and there, and then they can create the pen and tweak it for you and make the nib adjustments right then and there. And it's really a great experience if you're ever in the area. So thank you for watching, and we'll talk to you later.